Hello guys and welcome back to Anything Chris. So today I'm gonna be sharing with you my first story. It's my first official video. I don't need introduction of course, which if you haven't checked out, go and check it out. But yeah, anyways, it's the first story today and it's basically, as you can tell by the title, it's how I got deported. Almost. Well, I didn't get deported, but I almost did. And here's what happened. It was all about how I got from my original country, Bulgaria, which was where I lived for a little bit more than 11 years, and then I lived in Canada for 6 years. So yeah, so it's the transition between Bulgaria and Canada, and it's actually very interesting. So here's what happened. My parents basically wanted me to have a better life and come live in Canada. So when I was about 5 years old, they did some documents, like they had to wait for a long time and stuff like that, and then we had to go through some procedures before we were legally able to immigrate. So back then in 2005, I was 6 years old and we didn't really have our permanent residency yet, so we only had our visa, and we were only able to go to Canada for about a month or so, and we did, and we very much liked it, but since our visa was only around a month long, we had to go back. A couple of months after we came back from our visiting period, or the visa one, they actually approved us for the permanent residentship. My dad first was very into it. He was the first one that really wanted to go to Canada, but at that point, in between those months, something happened and he cheated on my mom. So yeah, it got a bit weird and I couldn't basically go to Canada. And I had to wait another 6 years before I came here. 6 years. And basically what happened was I couldn't leave because my dad didn't want me to leave the country, because if I left to come to Canada, then he wouldn't see me for a long time. So yeah, so my mom had to go to court for about 4 years or so. And yeah, she won. And then I moved to Canada. And that was 2009. No, yeah, 2009, 2010-ish, when I moved to Canada. She won the battle. I was able to move to Canada. However, when I arrived here, I was yes, I was at the airport. I was like, yes, I'm finally Canadian, you know? I'm finally Canadian, I did the dream. But something very weird happened. And the border security agents were like, no, go to the side. And then there was just a room of just criminals. There were literally all criminals in that room. And then there was me. And I was like, well, why are we here? And then the guy, the criminal officer, was like, well, your permanent residence has expired. And you might not be able to live here. You might have to just go in court and see if you can win the court. Your mom can win the court. If she can win it, then you can stay. And that was for 2 years, process of 2 years. And I was this close to getting deported, but my mom won the case. So my mom won 2 cases. Not only did she win the case of me to being able to travel around the world from Bulgaria, so move to Canada, but she also won the case for me to stay in Canada and not get deported. But yeah, had she lost this case, I would have got deported and I wouldn't have been able to ever come back to Canada. And yeah, now I'm a Canadian citizen and I'm very proud. I still have an accent. I love my accent for now. And yeah, this is just my little story of how I was this close getting deported. And just one more thing before I wrap this video up. When we were at the court and then the judge made their decision, they were like, I didn't really speak that English that well back in the day. I didn't understand anything. And then I just saw my mom and grandma, because they were with me. I just saw them starting to cry. And I was just like, Mom, Grandma, what's going on? Are you gonna deport us? And then they started laughing at me and they're like, no, silly. We got approved, we're staying. And yeah, that was the happiest moment of my life. I remember I just started going and hugging the air. It was just great. Bulgaria, don't get me wrong, it's a great country, but Canada is really much, much better for someone like me, just children in general. Really one of the best places on earth. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. I'm sorry if everything wasn't clear, if you have, because of my accent and stuff, but if you have any questions, please leave them down in the description. I'll be very happy to answer them. And yeah, hopefully my next video will come soon. And see ya!